Hi, I'm Rob, and this is the unedited spoilers. Looking ahead into next week, telling you what's going on in the world of Gems of War, and I want to talk a little bit about Guild Wars as well and the current state of it. Anyway, you get all the extras free of charge. Like I say, any cups of tea slurps, any interruptions, anything like that, included completely free of charge. So let's start off with the usual reminder of the Glory Shop troop. Make sure you've got it if you've not done so already. Pretty useful troop this. Creates 3 freeze gems and 3 fairy fire gems. Freeze gems are blue and have the effect of freeze, and fairy fire gems are green and have the effect of fairy fire. And also summons a random glacial peaks troop and gains an extra turn. So if those effects of those gems appearing don't match at first, you can have an extra turn and maybe make it so. So pretty cool. Make sure you get a... Anyway, to whoever stole my glasses, I will find you. I have contacts. Oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, alright, on to the campaign. See what goodies we get to pick up next week. See what amazingly generous rewards the devs are going to throw at us in a... Here, look at this amazing stuff. You can't resist it kind of way. And there isn't any. It's some pet food and some souls. I suppose the souls are kind of handy if you're a newer player to the game or still need them. And on the first paid for pass, we get some mixture of keys and a pet and a bit more of the same again. And a portrait. How wonderful. Yes. Can't wait to get that portrait. Right, anyway, so next week, Monday, be doing the Soulforge video. That's not Soulforge video, is it? It's a 3-in-1. It's a Soulforge, the event team, and the Underspire team all rolled into one. But it starts off with a Soulforge. Popping into the Soulforge, telling you what I think are indeed the best troops and weapons to craft from the game, considering what is in the Soulforge that week. And at the end of that video, we'll do the Underspire team. I'll be showing you hopefully a cool team to whiz through the Underspire. Nice and fast, and I say nice and fast, but I haven't had time to actually do the Underspire now for a while, and I wouldn't mind doing it, because if you can spare 1,000 or so gems, and I definitely can, then it's definitely worth going through, because the rewards you get are actually pretty decent for going through the Underspire. So if you do that, I will show a team capable of making it so, hopefully. Anyway, so next week we have Epic Trials as usual, and these Epic Trials are set in Morgrim Woods, which is up here. But no need to do another video on this. I've already done all the Epic Trials for all the kingdoms in the game, so just go to my channel, type in Morgrim Woods Epic Trials, and that strategy will come up. Hopefully see you through it. Some of them can be a little bit tricky though, so do bear with it. The kingdom of the week is Morgrim Woods, so you can basically take advantage of this with your event keys. If we look at our chests, the event chests at the moment are Glacial Peaks. So when you open your event chests, you're only going to get troops from Glacial Peaks. But from Monday, that is going to change to Morgrim Woods. So what you can do is pop your collection, take a look at Kingdom, go down to Morgrim Woods. Let's have a slurp of tea while it's scrolling down to M. Didn't quite get the skill stop while drinking tea. Hey, whatever. Show all is a good way of just bringing up all the troops in the game, and if anybody is greyed out, that means you're missing that troop from your game. So by busting open your event chests next week, you get a chance to pick up some troops you're actually missing, rather than ones you've already got. Like ones like this don't count though, like Revenrocker. What the hell? Some of these names. That's only available from the PvP shop, spending an awful lot of gold marks, which isn't generally worth it. Either getting 25 different books of deed, I know what I would rather be doing, rather than a troop you generally aren't going to use, or I've got other troops in the game that do better already. But hey, it is what it is. If you're a completionist and you think, okay, I can get the books slowly but surely, but you probably get this as well. But anyway, whatever, it's besides the point. You can't pick that one up from the guild chests. Not guild chests, these thingy chests. I forgot what they're called. What are they called? What am I doing? These chests. I've had a funny moment. I've had a malfunction. Anyway, I popped the mythics to the top. You can't get all of these again from the chests, whatever these event chests. I suddenly remember what they're called. Oh god, I'm having a malfunction. But there are some cool ones here though, like you can't get this one either. This is one of the cosmic dragons. You have to craft that from the Soul of the Forge. But other stuff like Midwinter Lycan is pretty cool, dealing damage to all enemies and create a mix of 16 curse and freeze gems, and also inflict freeze and terror on a random enemy when matching 4 or more gems. That's a really, really cool mythic, that one. Do like it a lot. And Wolf Garrock, for example, you can actually devour a random ally, enemy. Oh my god. What the hell's going on? I think I need more tea. Devour a random ally. Good strategy. Does damage to an enemy. You're boosted by warget allies. If the enemy dies, devour a random enemy. Not ally. That wouldn't be very nice, would it? But anyway, a couple of the mythics you can get there next week by opening your event chests. Yes, and any other one of these troops, which is pretty nifty from here. Crikey. So right laugh today, isn't it? Anyway, the main event next week is the world event. I'll be doing a world event team, showing you what I think is a good way to go about that. And world event is normally some nice options on the team choices for that as well, so should be a fairly decent team. Let's take a look at that troop there we've got available. Wood Seer, damage plus magic plus 3 damage to an enemy, boosted by green gems. If the enemy is a daemon, deal double damage and entangle them. So yeah, nothing too special, but more effective against daemons. Does gain bonus green from green gem matches. It uses green, which is cool. Gains 1 magic when an ally casts a spell, so will pump up its damage as the battle goes on. And allied wargear gain 2 life. So yeah, it's alright. Nothing too fantastic though. On Tuesday we have a faction assault, and it is in Helgate. Now this is one of the ones that was usually one of the hardest ones to do, if not the hardest, up there with Labyrinth and things like that. And they used to have a really high horde level to make it possible, but you don't need that now. Thanks to the way one of these extra troops has come in due to the faction expansion, it became a whole lot easier. And I may try and slip in a video on this, on that new strategy, because I've said I've been meaning to do that for like forever now, and I haven't got around to it yet. But I'll try to get around to that new strategy on Helgate using the extra troop, because it does make it a heck of a lot easier. On Wednesday we have a pet rescue, and it's a druidy poodle, something like that. Where was it? Let's go down to D. Where is it? Druidoodle. That. It's a funny looking dog with a rose band thing round its head and a bird flapping around it, looking like it wants to get twatted by that stick it's holding in its mouth. But yeah, and it's cosmetic. Anyway, get it anyway, just for a laugh, because you never know when you need another pet from another kingdom up to mythic level to progress your kingdom. So yeah, might as well get it, even though it's a bit of a funny looking thing. Oh, what's going on today? I think there's something in my tea making me a bit squiffy. Alright, so Thursday we have a class trial in Warden. You know, you can have those sort of tired days and you have to sort of feel like you have to think about everything. I have to really think about where the class thing was then as well. It's like, Jesus, what is going on today? I haven't been up long. That's my excuse. I don't know, I ain't got a witness. I don't know, I can't prove it, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it. More tea, chef. Alright, so Warden. Gain 3 attack when an ally dies. That's really rubbish. Allied beasts gain 2 life. Whoopie-doo, you're so generous, I can barely contain my excitement. And all allies gain 5 armor. Alright, but obviously not a patch on certain other classes with like monumentally better traits than that. So do the talent trees get any better? But okay. Hunter's mark a random enemy on 4 or 5 of a kind is pretty cool. Perfect aim. Protector or knife throwing gives small bonuses depending upon the weapon. Root trap is always useful though. A lot of teams. Really good. Entangle the first enemy at the start of battle, especially against those teams that start off with empowered troops that convert a certain colour to skulls, for example. Can keep you safe from them. And Vanguard is pretty cool too. Gain barrier at the start of battle. These sort of things are handy as well. Not too bad. Nothing special about these. Actually, banishment is really good. Dispel all enemies on 4 or 5 gem matches. Takes away positive status effects like enchant and things like that. So pretty cool. If you're a dodgy McDodger, you can have a 30% chance to dodge skull damage. So yeah, there's nothing too fantastic about the Warden class overall, but still get it to a level 100 because you never know when it's going to come in handy, or you may be actually kind of forced to use it in one way or another. And on Friday we have a faction expansion in the Umbral Nexus, which is all the way down here somewhere. There it is. So again, the expansion basically means you're going to get an extra troop for that, which may make the Umbral Nexus a little bit easier to do as well. But as ever, make sure you try and get your Underworld to the highest level. This means getting all of the Underworld factions to faction renown level 2,500. And when you do that, you'll have a total faction renown of 95,000, which gives you bonuses to all your troops in the game. Plus 4 attack, plus 9 life, plus 8 armor, plus 2 magic. Stats are global. Those bonuses are global. That means it goes on to every single troop in the game. And once it's done, it is done, and you ain't got to do it no more, which is really good. So we're just on about, I was going to say about Guild Wars, wasn't I? Yes, Guild Wars. Because there's definitely a few things about this which definitely need improving or fixing. And one of the things I need to fix pretty sharpish is this medallion thing. It was available on the first new Guild Wars, which was the last one out. And we could pick up these extra rewards and things like that. But you can't do it this time because it's currently saying it's unavailable in my region. Not quite sure how many regions this is affecting. I'm in the UK, but apparently it should be fixed at some point this afternoon. But a few of the things I really wish they'd improve on this, and I hope it is coming in the future, is that there's so many little things wrong with it. You can't see who's played if you're a guild leader or one of the people that helps run the guild. You can't see scores unless people send in their screenshots and things like that. People like to see the scores just for their little competitive nature, but more to check who's played if you're a guild leader, because right now, current state of the game, people can say they've played and they haven't. They might have done literally nothing, and you can't actually tell. So people from our guild sort of generally send in their screenshots just as a matter of course, just to show their score and things like that, which is fine. But the other thing that's daft as well is you can't see how your own defense is doing, which I find really, really quite bizarre. In what war do you not know things like this? In what war, as a leader, a whatever, or even just anybody part of the war, do you actually not know how well or not you're doing? It just makes no sense why you can't see some of these things. So definitely wouldn't mind still showing a scoring system like before, where we had the Paragon, Champion, things like that. If you don't know before, but there was a scoring system in Guild Wars, which was really good, where the person who got the most points over the week was called the Paragon. Then one under that was the Champion. I think there was 2 of them maybe, and then there was other rankings sort of thing. But I think some people didn't like the previous Guild Wars because if they lost a battle or two or didn't get a score that they were hoping for, they felt embarrassed maybe, or something like that. So by not showing the scores, it takes away that kind of thing. But by taking that away, you're then actually taking away some of the competitive nature of the game, which makes it so much fun of seeing the scores of everyone combined. Now people don't have to play if they don't want to. You've got to just try and work it out. There are ways of doing that. But yeah, so one of the things that needs to be fixed, and I wouldn't mind showing what my defence score, my defence team does as well regarding wins and losses, things like that. Because you know if it worked well, you know if you surprised people with a unexpected team they're not used to seeing and things like that, and more besides. But hey, it may come in the future, so here's hoping. But yeah, that thing with the medallion should be fixed apparently sometime this afternoon if you're watching this on a Saturday morning. So there it is, there's the video. If you enjoyed it, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.